All right, let's get right into it. Today I'm going to probably just gonna tape read again today. Maybe paper trade, just because I kind of have low expectations for today, and it's really just because my high quality draw and liquidity already got hit, and for me, I'm really focused on taking 1 to 2 trades per week. Like that's my goal. That's my focus for the next 3 to 4 months. And then after that, then I can maybe ramp up my activity. But for now, I'm focusing on tape reading and really just being as patient as I can be and just needing as little as possible. And if you saw on the Discord or on Twitter, I was looking at this 1 hour Sibi. That was kind of my area of focus. Excuse me, sorry. And I was looking at this fair value gap as well. Notice how we hit this fair value gap. I also have an old wick here. Constant encroachment of that wick. And then just immediately dump at news. This isn't anything I care to be in or want to be in because we simply don't know. And then this was my draw on liquidity as well, this wick. With this fair value gap, notice what we hit perfectly. We hit that. And then we have a little retracement, and now we're have another bearish candle here at 9. So notice how volatility shrinked up. Right now we have an inside candle. It's waiting for, this is a 1 hour chart, waiting for 9:30 to then maybe get something like that. Yeah, after this fair value gap got hit, that's kind of my main point of interest. So now I'm on the sidelines, and that's just my rules. That's what I have to do. There's no super clear, obvious draw on liquidity. Yes, we can get animated. Yes, we can continue to trade lower, but it's just not as obvious as this was. And this just got taken before news. That's how it is. So, as a trader, I'm making myself follow these protocols that I have in place. But other than this fair value gap, this is all back and forth price action. We have this old fair value gap here. We have this fair value gap. We also have this wick. These are all possibilities. Notice how we hit the upper quadrant right there. We have 0.5, and then we have lower quadrant. So this volume imbalance is something of interest for me. It's a new day opening gap. 15-minute fair value gap. Notice this. Very clean, nice expansion candle. Never got delivered into. Then acts as a draw on liquidity. What gets hit? Constant encroachment. Now we're at the high of that buy side imbalance right now. Notice how we use this fair value gap to fair value gap. Notice how constant encroachment of this fair value gap gets perfectly respected. We have IOFED with this other fair value gap here to constant encroachment of this one. That's a model. Constant encroachment to this fair value gap, back down into the range. And notice midnight opening range. Hit that, then into here. Okay, I want to put that on the left. Watching, we have Monday's first presented fair value gap, and then Tuesday's first presented fair value gap. What day was this? Also, another reason is that I don't want to be trading red open is because we now have a larger opening range gap. It's around it here. I need to clean this up a little bit. I feel like I used too many opening range gaps. Stand right. What's good, Jerome? What's good? You done? I probably said that wrong. Good morning, boys. How's everyone doing this morning? I'm doing fantastic. I've recently I have been like studying not one bit. I used to kind of stress. I used to study a lot, and that's what most of my time consisted of was studying. Um, jur- uh, I would say more studying than anything, trying to watch as many ICT videos as I could. And recently, I picked up a job, so all that time I had to study is just pretty much gone to that. And it's been very eye opening to me. Very eye opening to me. I was way too obsessed. I was trying to study, learn everything I could, and it just became unhealthy. And it's very good. Like it kind of sucks because I like forced myself to go back to that situation, but it was very eye opening just seeing how obsessed I was and how unhealthy it really was. Cause like I don't need to study every day really at all because studying is not what makes you profitable. It's about your decisions when price is trading, and just honestly having rules. That's literally it. Like right now, my draw on liquidity got reached, so I'm sitting to the sidelines. I like new week opening gap here. We have a new week opening gap below price. And then we have this. We have a clustering of new day opening gaps. So this is a potential area of interest. And then honestly trading back up into this SIBI could be an area of interest. If we grade this and get the quadrants, that could be an area of interest. Lower quadrant. If we get those quadrants. This is the first fair value gap after 8:30 news. Notice how we're kind of accumulating in a discount here. Now we're trading higher. So honestly don't know why I didn't just use a fib there, but these are the quadrants of this gap. We have pre-market sell side here. What do we have here? We have relative equal lows. And notice how this is a 1 hour fair value gap. This is a 1 hour fair value gap. So for me, I have to be careful here because I do have a little bearish bias as of right now. Yes, we did trade lower. We did expand lower on PPI. This could very well be us trading back up in all-time highs using this for value gap as another area of accumulation. And 930 just opened and up with the yapping. Notice how we're trading higher here. Opening range gap is established. Nothing for me so far, and probably for today, very low expectations, and that's okay as a trader. This is a 15-minute for value gap here, so this does look a little too smooth. We have this wick trade into a 15-minute SIBI. It could go either way right now for me, so there's no reason to be needing to trade this. Just wait for a time for it to be better. We're trading to this BISI buy side imbalance here on the 1 minute chart, and then this first presented for value gap changes steady delivery right there. So I'm now looking at this quadrant, then maybe constant encroachment. Change state delivery. 0.25 open range gap hit. Let's see if we want to get 0.5. That 15-minute for value gap. We're respecting constant encroachment of this, so we would have to. Yeah, that's good. We'd have to really push through this if I was long off of this wick. 0.5 right there, or 0.5 right there. It could be an entry just to here. About a 30 handle price run. For me, it's not worth it. There we go. That's good. Close above that 15-minute for value gap is good. Now I want to stay above constant encroachment. I would not want to be in this trade to there. I mean, it's not really a trade. There's no framework around it. There's no first presented for value gap yet. We have a small 15-second, or not small, but we have a Little 15-second fair value gap. Spending a lot of time above that, so this would have to be respected here. And now we'll probably get displacement. That's good. Right above constant encroachment. Very nice to see. So now I want to see displacement. Midpoint hit. 0.5 open range gap hit. See if we want 0.5 of that SIBI, the news fair value gap. We're also at previous day low right there. Let's see if we want to trade back down to previous day low here. Looks like we'll create a first presented fair value gap right here. We do have sort of relative equal highs here. News high. News high is looking like the draw on liquidity for right now. To be honest. News high. Alright, first presented fair value gap. I'm gonna take off the lower quadrant. Notice what was used first presented fair value gap after 8:30 with this buy side imbalance with a daily high. "15-second BISI here with this wick. Order block never got traded into. This old high was used. Market structure shift. Now we're trading higher. Let's see if we use first presented fair value gap as a new area of accumulation up into a premium. This looks bullish here, or not that it can't go lower here, but this does look good so far. If I'm looking for this move up into all-time high again. We have these reference points from yesterday that could, like, if we're not going to take this high, we're going to trade into these. We might consolidate around these though, so that's something to have in the back of my mind. And then we have all these 15-minute fair value gaps as well, so and midnight open ranges. So all those factors tell me that I don't really want to go long here at first presented fair value gap. I mean, it can pan out, but I'm just being overly patient this week. It's also a daily fair value gap. ES is in a daily fair value gap too. Yeah, this doesn't look like I want to trade it at all. Yeah. This to me just looks like no, no. Do not touch it. Do not touch it. All this is balanced here. There's no clear inefficiency. There's this little inefficiency that we have here. We trade into daily for value gap, yes, but look at the wicks. No body within that. And now we're back up into this Sibby, so I don't know. It's not an appetizing market for me. So for me, there doesn't need to be a trade, which is completely okay. Completely okay. It's completely fine. Do you incorporate time in your plan? Yeah, time's the number one factor. For me, um, sometimes it's hard because sometimes time is more important than price, but sometimes price will just do what it wants to do. So if you're always waiting for the right time, and like, oh, I have to wait for the specific time to trade, you know? Like I have to be waiting after 9:50. The setup could already occur before 9:50 because it was doing it on a price basis. So, yeah, I usually trade after 9:30 to answer that question. That's what I'm looking for. I don't care to trade pre-market. 9:30 is when the volatility is going to enter. And then I'm looking for a first presented fair value gap mainly is what I trade off of. But I'm looking for a fair value gap on the 1 minute chart. That's it. Did that trade on NQ? No, it didn't even trade on NQ. I don't like that one bit. Yeah, we failed to trade into first presented fair value gap. Like, yes, we still can, but all this is telling me that it's lower probability right now. We're not in a low resistance liquidity run. But yes, we can still hit our objectives that we have. We spent a lot of time above this above first presented fair value gap. Let's check news. I know Trump speaks later today. Yeah, Trump speaks again at 1 today. What is it about? Speaking at White House, okay. It's orange folder, so I don't think it will impact price that much. Notice how we hit today. This is today's midnight opening range, 814. We hit that, then now retracement. Okay, we just hit this down close candle. It's also an order block and an immediate rebalance right there. So this should trade higher. If we trade back into first presented for value gap, I don't really like that as a long. This right here is lower quadrant of previous day's range. Okay, this is failing to send price higher right now. Probably draw back into here. It's still a bullish candle, which is good. Notice how we hit opening range gap high as well. Beautiful. Now I'm just gonna watch. Do you look for shorts because of PPI news? Like because of what the news was? I don't look at what the news was, but I'm personally looking for higher prices. I was looking for lower prices, but then we traded into my objective. So I was looking for this is a 1 hour chart. I was looking for this wick as the downside draw. It got hit perfectly. This is an area that price can send price higher. Look at the wicks. They're doing the damage. We create a swing low here within a 1 hour fair value gap. 1 hour fair value gaps can cause or will cause turning points for the weekly range. So just because we've been bullish, or this is a bullish fractal, this can cause a reversal. We trade lower, and now it looks like we're reversing out of this 1 hour BISI. To news high is likely the next draw on liquidity for me. But because of all the factors, like we have 15-minute for value gaps in this range, we have minute opening ranges, we have opening range gap high, we have these cluster of arrays from yesterday. I don't want to go long. I'm just watching this because this could be an area of consolidation, and like we're seeing, this isn't clear and concise. You know, we failed to deliver in the first presented for value gap, and now we're just consolidating here. So, like, yes, I can see where it wants to go, but it's not clear to enter off of. It's not giving clear entries. So, in order for me to be a profitable trader, I need to have clear entry points and exit points. And I'm not getting that right now in this market condition, so I'm sitting still. And I'm completely okay and patient with doing so. Because I know if I just show up every day, repeat the process, market conditions will be there that are clear and favorable. We hit upper quadrant of this 1 minute for value gap. News high is next. We have this 15-minute SIBI. So once this could be an area of possible resistance. Patience. If everyone could like the stream, I would appreciate that. I know it just helps me out. All right, now look at new day opening gap. Where's my new day opening gap? Where is it at? Right here. 8:13 new day opening gap. This is today's new day opening gap. We didn't really have one. It's just the opening price at 6 p.m. New day opening gap drawn into. News high. Next, draw liquidity. Liquidity. Notice this 15-minute BISI with this order block right here. 930. 931 expands. First presented for value gap on the 15-second chart right there. And then we failed to trade into this. And now we're seeing higher prices here. Did ES trade into its first presented for value gap? Okay, that makes sense. So ES traded into first presented for value gap. I don't really look at ES. Like today it would have helped because the ES traded into first presented for value gap. But for me I'm not really looking at ES. I mean, I will occasionally just to see if it's like symmetrical or not, if it looks like we have the same draw and liquidity. But I don't really stress too much about ES because I really only trade NQ. I don't really look for SMTs. I used to, but it's just SMTs. It's going to be there. If there's a narrative, it's going to be there. Like, what matters is the next draw on liquidity. You can't have an SMT without a clear draw on liquidity. And so instead of looking for SMT, I'm just looking for the next draw on liquidity. No stack candle right before this high. That was large volatility. Another reason why I don't want to be in anything right now, because of that little candle. Not little, but that large candle now. 8:30 Judas. What about it? That we had one today? Yeah. Usually this is in an ICT lecture as well. Is when we have, or this is just classic market making. Is if the market's in a hurry to get somewhere before a key time. In this case, it's 9:30. That usually sparks a reversal. And I know ICT teaches us about the weekly range. If Monday and Tuesday are aggressive to get to a higher time frame array, that can cause a reversal. Okay, notice how we're looks like we want first presented for value gap. And the reason why this is a reversal though is because it's in this 1 hour SIBI or BISI. Because like if this sharp drop happened and it wasn't in this 1 hour BISI, then this wouldn't be a reversal. Pre-market sell side is still a possibility, so this is just a sharp drop. 15-second provides displacement. No, now we want first presented for value gap. Absolutely zero FOMO for me today. I do not care to be in this market. And this right here is just another kind of like it's okay. Like seeing this, we failed to trade into first presented for value gap. It's okay. It's not being precise right now, and the only thing I can do in this situation is to not engage it. Save my mental capital and preserve my capital. This for ES is my nose always be acting up anytime I go live. Maybe it's because I talk or something. I don't know, bro. $15 Sibby. Let's see if we want to trade into these relative lows. Now with first presented fair value gap as a draw on liquidity. Constant encroachment. Study this. Providing a reversal. Now I want to see heavier candles now. We're also at today's new day opening gap. Yeah, that's just got smashed through. 15-minute Sibby now. This could cause a reversal as well. So just very, very careful today. Nothing of value. Other than discipline. Alright. Notice how we delivered into that 15-second Sibi. This should send price higher. If it fails to do so, it's going to trade back into first presented fair value gap. We have sell side and buy side. Buy side above, sell side below. That's what we're framing things off of right now. Or at least that's what I'm doing. This is a good study. Which one gets hit first? We have that 15-minute for Sibi that we traded back into. 15-minute fair value gaps can cause reversals. We also have this large Sibi here, falling short of constant encroachment and just short of a lower quadrant. So this should stay heavy here if it wants to trade lower right now. We traded into this 1 minute Sibi on NQ. But failed to on MNQ right now. Okay, we want to see price drop here. Minute opening range right now. We'd want to see price stay below the high of that. This is the first presented displacement. We're kind of respecting that right now, so this is the area of study. All right, if we trade, yeah, we should stay heavy now. Open range gap. Notice how we have initial sell side here. We have first presented low. This can be a draw on liquidity. We're hitting that opening range gap high as well. We have all those factors converging. No, there's no displacement right now. No displacement. Yeah. It's very this is a market condition I don't want to be trading. It can do whatever it wants here. It can do whatever it wants. I don't care to trade these market conditions. Just gonna let it do what it wants to do. I'm more likely to be wrong in these environments, especially when it's not displacing. It's taking a lot of time. I would have wanted to see it displaced by now. This next 1 minute can two because we just created an order block. Delivery. I don't I don't like that. Yeah, it's yeah I don't like that at all. Okay, let's see if we trade lower. See, because on NQ we traded into the SIBI. MNQ we failed to. NQ traded into the SIBI. Today's new day opening gap. Yesterday's new day opening gap. There we go. First presented fair value gap. Uh, no fair value gap there. It's crazy. Left equal highs. Break even. Engineering liquidity. I thought we were going to trade into that too. But it's just waiting to do it at a later time. My nose, bro. It's always one extreme. For me, if we traded into this first presented fair value gap here, we would have traded above these highs for sure. But the fact that we didn't trade into this is like, it's just Yo, is it good now? It looks like it's on now. There we go. I just dropped so much sauce. Now I'm playing. For me, what I was saying is, oh, bet. Appreciate it. What I was saying is, the more I obsess about every tick and like trying to know everything and things like that, I'm no longer trading. I'm not wanting to accept risk. For me personally, when I try to dive in, I'm no longer trading. I'm just not accepting risk. And as a trader, you just gotta accept risk. And that's been the hardest lesson for me to learn, unfortunately. But I was just saying the market, it it's always gonna drive to smooth edges, and it's just figuring out where that smooth edge is. And you see how we had these relative equal lows. The news drove into that because it's smooth, but then it also left these kind of like smooth highs here, and now we have relative equal highs. So that's gonna be the next likely draw liquidity at some point. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen right now. Obviously, it's not happening right this second. But you're kind of saying, or even there's no news, we still could trade. Yeah, the market's gonna spool no matter what at 8:30. ICT teaches that. But for me, it's not worth. It's not. It's for me. It's not worth even worrying about 8:30. Yes, 8:30 will spool, but for me, I always just look at 9:30 because 9:30 is when volatility is gonna be. The only reason I would ever trade pre-market really is if it's clear and obvious. And as a trader, that's when I want to trade, is when it's clear and obvious. If it's not clear and obvious, right now it's not clear and obvious. It could go either way. So I don't need to trade. I don't need to trade. I don't need to worry about this. I just need to stay disciplined and manage my risk. But at 8:30 every single day, the market's gonna spool. It's spooled today because we had PPI. And you know why it spooled so much is because all this was a consolidation. All this was just waiting for 8:30. The only move that, what time did the move happen? It happened at 8:30. All this is waiting for 8:30. It's engineering sell side, and then it's engineering buy side as well. Buy side liquidity. We run into sell side, and then we run into buy side. Hopefully that answered something. How do you draw your level? What do you mean, what level? For me, it's I have like 10 different charts. I have 10 different charts with all this information that I keep. But if I were to only have 3 things on my chart, it would be 1 hour for value gaps, and then just 1 minute for value gaps. If I only could have like 3 things, and obviously liquidity. It uses a lot of things. I use 15-minute for value gaps, the opening range gaps, new day opening gaps, and then that's kind of the main things I use as a trader. Oh, and then first presented for value gaps. Yep. How did we not take this high? That is criminal, for sure. Look at the wick. Upper quadrant of that wick. I keep on getting paranoid that my stream's gonna turn off. Hopefully it doesn't. Do you separate your annotations? Mine's chaotic, even if it's separated. Yeah, I have 8. I have, these are all different layouts that I have, and then I have 2 monitors. So I do separate them, and that's the hardest thing about, or I mean, not hardest thing, but keeping it clean and nice is hard. It's hard. There's a lot of things that go with it, and you really just gotta find your own way. And people will say things, but you just gotta focus on your analysis and just be independent as a trader, independent minded, and find what works for you. It might not work for you to have all the annotations I do. Notice how we have this sharp drop, discount accumulation, using this for value gap here. Order block, we had that wick, lower quadrant, midpoint, upper quadrant, for SIBI high, got traded into. And we didn't take buy side. We didn't take buy side. This is the main thing I'm going to annotate today in my journal and study today is for me, this buy side where this news high wasn't as important to trade into. But what was important was this SIBI high. So to annotate this, SIBI high is a better target than these relative equal highs here and news high. And notice how we're using that SIBI high again. If we ever have a huge fair value gap like this, I always want to get all the quadrants. And I want to extend this to the right because this will get used again. And every one of these quadrants is a target. That's why I had these already, I had these on my chart the whole time. Notice how we failed to trade into first presented fair value gap. Then we traded higher. We had BISI. And now it looks like we're trading up into possible relative equal highs. For me, I don't want to engage anything until first presented fair value gaps hit. That's just a rule that I have for engagement. So I don't care about this move. I've been studying for 11 months and I still don't feel, you don't feel like it's working for you? I'm frustrated. I mean, bro, like, I'm not gonna act like I got everything together, and I hate that I stream because I kind of just stream for my study purposes to keep myself mentally in check. I don't really like giving advice because everyone trades differently. Trading's such a hard industry to navigate because it's you versus you. I would say, bro, just keep going, keep showing up. Just show up every day. Like, I've had tough days, and I'm in a tough season right now too. Like, you just gotta show up and just trust the process. Just trust it. Show up every day. Just show up every day. Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Like, it will pay off. I would say I hate social media and trading industry because, like, trading especially, it's like, oh, well, are you successful? Like, you have to be successful. Like, that's just the mental image that I put on myself. It's like I had to be successful or I had to be making money. I would derive my success straight from monetary value. And like I had money, and I didn't think I was successful because I wanted more and I was greedy, and I wasn't content with what I had because in my mind as a trader, I was portraying myself as not successful yet. So I would say just show up every day, and you are successful right now, and you don't need money. You don't need money. Money is a delusion. It's the biggest deception that we have in this world. Money doesn't bring joy if you're always chasing it. If you're chasing money, you're gonna burn out. You're gonna get depressed. You're not gonna have a good family. You're not truly gonna be happy at all. But yeah, dude, just keep showing up. Like for me, I'm gonna be transparent. Like it's I've been trading for 3 years. I've traded full time for a year and a half. Now I have a job, a little part time job, kind of like 40 hours, like kind of part time too. And like I'm not that successful yet. I'm really not. I'm really not. I'm struggling too. And the only thing I can do is just trust that it'll all work out if I just show up. And like without a doubt, I've s- I've grown so much as a trader. It's just those little flaws that I have where I can't accept a loss and I get impatient. And then there's times when I get overly patient and overly disciplined, and then I'm just hesitant to pull the trigger. Those flaws that I have that have been my, I'm not gonna say downfall, but have been my barriers that I've had to that I'm currently working through. Look at this civvy. Notice how we respected that. Look at the bodies. That's beautiful. Okay. This is like last chance to trade into this. This is just way too smooth. This is just trendline phantom here. This is just way too smooth. I'm expecting this to get traded into before we trade higher. What is it? I work at AAA right now. I work at AAA. How do you manage having a job and still studying? I don't know. I like just started, and it has been tough, bro. Like I haven't been able to study at all. I went from always wanting to study, always having to study, always needing to study. Like I would study, I would go to the gym. I would come back at 4 p.m. my time, which is 6 p.m. when we get our new day opening gap. And I would try to study from 4 to like 9. And then I would go to sleep and I would do that. And Saturdays, I would just be obsessed with studying. And I haven't really been able to study. And what what I've been able to learn from that is I really don't need to study more. I really don't need to study more at all. Studying is not what makes you money. Trading and making proper decisions is what makes or loses money. It's like right now, I could have studied all that I've studied, but that's not going to help me in this current market condition. If I just go in here, if I try to sell right now, if I try to buy at this fair value gap, and if I try to sell, that's all the studying's gone out the window. So I would say focus on just showing up to price action, and it's been hard for me to balance. I also got family life too. Got pretty much 3 families that I have, and it's tough to manage all that. It is. And if you have this Sibby, notice how we we traded down to this fair value gap, now right back up into this Sibby. We're ranging in between 2 fair value gaps. I'm sighting on relative equal highs right now. We have this 15-second buy side imbalance. Notice how I hit constant encroachment, then trades higher. And now we're gonna run into buy side here probably. We also have this buy side imbalance here. The market is just not really caring about this buy side imbalance right now. So that's likely going to be a later draw on liquidity, and like seeing this trade higher is completely fine for me. Like I've been saying, is because I lose nothing by sitting still at all. I wouldn't want to see price trade below new day opening gap right now. This is yesterday's new day opening gap. That low, it would be where my stop loss would be. It also includes this constant encroachment level. And if we trade below that, then that would get stopped out. And that's, oops. That's good now. Here we have a Sibby, 15-minute Sibby, which if we trade above buy side, that's where that'd be another draw on liquidity up there. There we go. News high got delivered at 10:30. So an hour after open, from 9:30 to 10:30. Whole hour of price action. Whole 60 candles. News high delivered. Now we're seeing a little retracement. We have this order block. I wouldn't want to see mean threshold of this violated. There we go. Notice how we hit that. And now we're trading to a 15-minute Sibby. Notice how we used midnight opening range here. I kind of stopped. I kind of. That's problem is you'll forget about some of these arrays. Which is fine because price action is what matters the most. Like we're using this buy side imbalance here and this Sibby. Notice how we use that perfectly. Look at that 1 hour busy I used. 1 hour Sibi constant encroachment is the next upside draw liquidity. We hit this 1 hour fair value gap, so I'm really no longer interested. Like, this is more than enough price action. We've had a move lower, manipulation into a reversal. So we hit 0.5. We hit midpoint of previous day range. Notice how we have a fair value gap right there. Relative equal highs. You trade into. Relative equal highs, relative equal lows. This is a here. Let's just take off everything. This is a consolidation. We failed to take buy side, which is the Sibi. We trade lower to then trade higher. Beautiful market making today. Like today, I don't really care about anything. This is a high resistance liquidity run. We failed to deliver into first presented fair value gap. That's kind of my entry mechanism. So I missed out on absolutely nothing here. Notice how we're hitting Sibi high here on ES, causing a retracement. ES used this first presented fair value gap. This Sibi low to Sibi high is the range of opportunity. Notice how right when we hit this low, I annotated that. We trade higher into this BISI right here, up into Sibi high. "15-minute Sibi hit. It's more than enough. More than enough. Here we have two other fair value gaps. That could be next upside draws. Notice how we're getting a perfect retracement there. It's kind of random. That's just nice to see as like, okay, that's a perfect place for a partial or a terminus. Just that little retracement, because I mean, even if it goes higher, that'd be it's a good thing to see as a partial logic for a partial. And for me, for my exits, I'm really just looking for a smooth level and just okay with that. Low hanging fruit objective. Did you take any trades today? I did not. No trades for me. I said I wasn't going to take any trades. I did not. And I came into today not wanting to trade, so I'm not trading. And that's okay. I'm looking for 1 to 2 trades per week. That's kind of my goal. And just being content with very little in my trading is what I'm focusing on. But the only trade that I really see here is possibly trading here off this fair value gap. But for me, I want to wait till 9:30, and then other than that, it would be this. What we did annotate real time here, as you can rewind, is this wick. This wick would be realistically this wick console encroachment would have been the trade that I would have been in, because that's what I was looking at. And then it would have been just a small scalp to the 0.25 level, 0.5 level as another target. So that's the only opportunity that I really saw, honestly, real time. Other than that, nothing. It's crazy to think I used to do 5-hour streams. Like, for what? Like, there's no reason to be in front of my charts for 5 hours. If I am, bro, I'm not trading. I'm not trading. I'm just wanting to get everything. And I'm being too obsessive. Which has been very hard to manage, though, for me. Well, where we've had 9:30 reversal after 8:30. Alright, news is about to release here. I'm looking at my old charts right now. Ooh, that I used to rock like blue and black, and it was not nice. It's not pleasing to the eye. I think green and black is. There's no way around it, but green and black's the best. Alright, we hit this high here. No side with this Bissy. Fair value gaps are offering continued higher prices. $9.69. See a 30 handle price run to there. Dang, there's a kind of lack of volatility. Like, that's only 30 points. So I would honestly just look for 15, and I would size up. Now we're right back in the range. I would want to see expansion there, to be honest. If I open up my open range gap we hit yesterday's, we hit console approach to that gap from yesterday. Look at this, all these smooth highs. All these smooth highs. Act as a draw on liquidity today. We have these inefficiencies. And for the rest of the day, I'm kind of hands off. I do not care what happens. So we hit 1 hour Sibi console encroachment. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I would expect to see just continuation for the rest of the day. Maybe use this for value gap as inversion here. And then I would want to see us drive into higher prices. We do have this wick, which could be an area of possible resistance. But if we fail to trade higher, we have first presented for value gap as discount draw still. And like this just completely looks bullish. I don't think there's any need to trade into first presented for value gap. Like up the stream right now. Do it. Do you think that actually works? I feel like no one liked it. Which is fine. We're just chilling. I might end stream soon. It's nice, little productive. Another AM session. Pretty accurate. I mean, we saw the draw liquidity throughout this whole move. We weren't looking lower. I mean, you could say the fact that I annotated pre-market sell side does not mean I'm looking for lower prices, but pretty much bullish throughout all this. I wanted to see first presented for value gap, but that didn't get delivered, and that's okay. No engagement today. This is a harder market condition to engage in, and it's completely okay that I did not do anything. I have zero FOMO. It'll repeat Friday, tomorrow, or repeat the next week, and then it'll repeat the week after that. I just have to be patient. And it'll repeat in the PM session too. All right, I'm gonna end stream here. I'm just gonna post something on Twitter, and that'll be it. And then I'll hop off stream. Or I might stay on longer. I always say I'm gonna get off, but then I'm really longer. But I don't think there's any reason to really stay on stream because it's not like I'm adding value. It's not like there's any value or insight I'll be adding if I just stay on stream because I'm not looking for anything. So I'm just wasting everyone's time. I guess you could say at 15-minute bits he offers, or Civi offered inversion. Did we deliver 30? Yeah, we did deliver 30 from this for value gap. See, these are also trades that I really need to be focused on. Is I like, yes, it's good to lose interest in something, and it's good to know like when not to trade. I would agree. Like, yes, I shouldn't be looking to trade in here. There's no trade, but then here, after we've broken away from our consolidation and we're clearly bullish, this is then when I could be executing and need to be executing here. Like, this is a trade I could be taking, but also like as a trader, it's completely okay with just sitting still, not taking a trade, not forcing anything, not wanting to trade. Like, those are all great things to have in my trading, but doesn't mean I like, this is still possibly a trade. It's still possibly a trade. You're just not being overly disciplined, you know? Like, this is perfectly okay with taking risk here. Because it's proven that it wants to trade out of that. It's proven that it's displacing higher. But there's also a double-edged sword where, okay, well, what if it just traded back into the range? Well, it doesn't want to, because look at the hourly chart. Like, this is clearly bullish. I've been saying that this is bullish ever since we traded up to here. I was saying this is bullish. So look to engage that. That's when I push my edge. But just like, that's some internal conflict that I have as a trader. And something that I definitely need to get better at is just, like, when do I push my edge? When do I sit still? In here, this is when I can push my edge. And just put risk. Just have risk management. If I take a loss, it's okay. It'll repeat. And that's how we hit 1 hour CB high. Like, I'll try to overanalyze things. And like, yeah. Anyways, I'm done. I'm content with this. I'm okay with this. And I want to be live for lunch and PM session too, but it just gets to be a lot, and then I get burnt out, and I don't need to be in front of the charts, and especially if I live stream, I have to repeatedly be in front of the screen. So for lunch and PM session, I'm looking for first presented for value gaps. I'm looking for a smooth edge. I'm very cautious of this first presented for value gap as a draw liquidity for the rest of today or tomorrow, and that's what I'm looking for. Hopefully you'll have a good rest of your day, and I will be back tomorrow.